Hello, welcome back. In this lecture, we shall learn about the subqueries. So, what are subqueries? So, a subquery is a query within a query, and it is executed before the outer query. And there are two kinds of subqueries: unrelated subquery or simply subquery. So, they stand alone and they do not refer to the table outside the inner query, outside the subquery, whereas a correlated subquery refers to the query outside this query or subquery. So outside table are referenced within the subquery. So we shall learn it with an example. So for unrelated subquery, a scenario could be get the first name, last name of the faculty members who get salary more than the average salary. So let's jump to PA admin. First of all, let's copy the question. Right. Okay. I think we need to query the faculty table. This is a very straightforward question. Faculty where salary is greater than. Now this is a subquery. We need to put in the maximum salary because we are comparing the salary with the maximum salary, and we want only those faculty members information who make salary more than average salary. So select average salary from faculty. Here the information that we need is first name, name, and okay. So these are the faculty members who are getting salary more than average salary. So I hope it makes sense. All right. So let's jump to the next part of the lecture. So we did this question. Now there is one more question. On an average, how many faculty members are there in each department or specialization? Okay, so this question can be solved in two steps. First, the faculty table has information about all the faculties, their specialization and designation, and so on and so forth. So the first we need to count count the number of faculties by specialization, and when we have count of faculties in each specialization, then we have to take the average. That is what the question asks. Okay, so let's jump back to PG admin. Let's copy the question. On an average, how many faculty members are there in each department? First of all, we need to count the faculty member by specialization. Okay. Faculty, we have to do it by specialization name. So we'll have to make join with specialization table. We have done this, like we have joined these two tables multiple times. So I think by now you know the specialization ID in the faculty table and simply ID in the specialization table. Okay, and what we have to do, we have to get the count by specialization name. So specialization name will come from specialization table, count faculty ID. So this is the aggregate function that we are using. So we need to use group by because we are counting the faculty by specialization. So group by specialization name. So we have the counts. Now the next part is we have to get the average. So let's give count of faculty. We have the count. Next we want is average. What we'll do, put this table inside a subquery. So this is practically an output, right? So select average from okay. So since this subquery is in the from clause, we must give it a nickname. Okay, select this. So we have all the information here. What we need is average of this quantity. So this is what we want. So let's see what we get in B dot is. Oh. All right. So on an average, 4 faculty members are there in each department. So I hope it makes sense. So what we did here, we counted the number of faculties in each department, and once we had the number of faculties, we took the average. It's very straightforward. Okay. Alternately, if you want to see, so we can count the number of total number of faculties and then divide it by number of specialization. So we know there are 4 specialization, and the count of faculty is 16. So 16 upon 4 is 4. So on an average we have 4 faculty each department. So I hope it makes sense, right? All right, so let's go back to the slide deck. Now this is what we did. Okay, so now this is important. Now correlated subquery. So what we have to do in this case is to for the companies originating in USA, we have to get their name, industry, and headquarter city, and the count of company offsites they have had in France. Okay. All right. So first of all, let's get company related information. So company related information: company name, industry, headquarter city, and origin, country of origin. 4 things we know. So for the company name, we can get from the company table, and industry we can get from industry table, and then city name from city table, and country name from country table. Have this chart handy so that you can easily understand how various foreign key and primary key pairs are related. Okay, we shall keep referring to it. So let's first take the company table, that is joining the city table. Company headquarter city code to city ID. Next, let's join company, city, then country. Let's call it C. country code, and simply ID. Code c dot id. Next part, let's join industry table. D, and from industry table. So industry code is connected with industry code. Okay. Industry code. Let's come here. D dot industry code. Okay. So what are the things that we need from here? So from here we'll get company related information, and then we need to have company offsite related information. So company offsite related information will come from here, and then this table, this, by joining multiple table, we are creating a table or output, whatever you call it. We shall connect this to this. So here we want the company offsite that took place in France for the companies originated in USA. So we will connect this with company offsite table. Not exactly connect, we shall refer, cross refer. How will it happen? Just see. Okay. To connect these two tables, we will need company ID, not industry name. City name and country name. So B dot city name, C dot country name. Okay. Okay. Let's call it X. Related to company, that it must be originated in X dot country name is equal to USA. Okay. So what are the information we need? Company name we can directly company name. Next, X dot industry. Name and headquarters city. We are giving a nickname headquarter. That makes more sense. City name. Anything else we need? Okay, country we don't need. Country conditions put over here. Now the trickiest part is to get the count of offsite that happened in France. Okay. This is the correlated query that we are writing now. We are joining company offsite table with country table to get the country name, that is France, because we are interested in knowing the offsite that happened in France. From company join country on a dot country ID, company of site, company of site is country ID, and we are connecting it to the country table, that is simply ID equal to b dot id. So now the country part is done. Condition is where b dot country name France. Another condition, condition is that the company about which we are talking has all the information over here. So we are directly referring to, we are directly connecting company offsite table to this entire table. Okay, so a dot, how is it connected? Primary key related to country. What is the name of country ID? Foreign key. So we shall have to get country, sorry, company ID, my bad. So we shall have to get, we shall use this company ID to connect these two tables. And this is company coming from X, the nickname that we gave to this table. So copy it. Okay, so we have company name, industry, city name, headquarter city, and the country originated in USA. So this country is about where a company headquarter is, and this country is about where the offsite took place. Okay, and now the important part, we just missed it. So what we have to do is to count offsite. Each offsite has a conference ID. So we are getting all these informations from this table. Okay, but for the count we are creating a correlated query that has information about the conference or the offsite, whatever you call it, all the information about the company offsite that took place in the France, and we are referring company information from here. So who the company is, like name, industry, city name, and so on and so forth. So let's run this query. Okay. Okay. Right. So these are the company. Doodle is based in Seattle. They have like one offsite in France. ANS Consulting based in Boston has like two conferences. So I hope it makes sense, right? So this is a very good exercise. I would suggest you to go through this code once again. So what we are basically doing, we are getting company information, all the consolidated company information by joining multiple tables over here. And once we have the company related information, so we need this company related information to get matched with the conference related information. So to get the count of conference for the conferences that happened in France, we can have this all information. But this conference should be related to all the information that is here through company ID. So basically we are referring to a table that is outside this query. That's why this is an unrelated subquery. So this is a very fine example. I hope it makes sense, and see you in the next lecture. Till then, happy learning.